Welcome to the dinner table. We now welcome in Liza Karlen and Oso Ighodaro to the dinner table. Both of you guys are having great seasons for Marquette. Liza, in her senior year, averaging 18.3 points and 7.5 rebounds per game. Big Eats Player of the Week 3 times this season. I love that. And Oso, senior season, averaging 14.4 points per game and 7.3 rebounds per game and nearly 3 assists. So that is all on the court, but you guys are also dating off the court. So that's great. How long have you guys been dating?
About 2.5 years now, so getting up there a little bit.
And how did you both pick Marquette?
My mom went to Marquette, so that plays a huge part, as you guys probably know. It was close to home, but just the perfect distance, so it wasn't, going home every weekend. Had a great engineering program, and obviously I just loved that winning culture. Marquette was really, really good when I was getting recruited, and I wanted a team that won, so came here.
Yeah, I just picked it really for the people on my visit. It felt like family. It felt like home when I was here. And I feel like as a 17-year-old, you don't really know what you're looking for. So I just kind of chose it, but it worked out for the best. So, yeah.
No, that's a good point. When you're coming to school, I never was in this position. But, you don't really even know what you're looking for, right? Because it's your first time in college. And I know Marquette, that's why it attracts a lot of people, because of the community that's here and how welcoming I think everybody is. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay, so I want to just get into the basketball right away, because I feel like this is like the most exciting thing about you two is just how great you've been playing this year. So Liza, I'm going to start with you. Obviously, we played together 3 years, which was awesome. And now you've filled a great role on this team as star player, right? You're averaging 18 points per game, like Carly said. And something that people might not see on the camera right now is the fact that you broke your nose during Creighton. So I want to talk about that first. It's looking better for sure.
Thank you.
You had to wear a mask against Providence. So tell us about that, like your fight to get back in the game, I guess.
Well, last year I did break my jaw, so I actually had to sit out a month for that, as you know. So honestly, a nose break compared to that was I'll take it.
No big deal.
Yeah, no biggie at all.
Tough girl.
The mask was terrible, but I'm glad I can still play, so that's good. Hopefully should stop bruising up here pretty soon, but yeah.
You can't tell on camera, but we got it dimmed down in here. But Liza, it's no worse for wear. It's no big deal at all. I don't think.
Yeah, but it was fun because
until you get elbowed in the game.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of thought you were gonna be like Kyrie Irving out there.
I was hoping
I was hoping.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Providence game a little bit, okay? So. Ups and downs with the game, right?
Big ups and downs.
I'm watching the game and I'm like, oh my God, is it 20-2 right now with Providence leading? Yeah. But bright side of things, you guys picked it back up. You had a great game for yourself. Can you tell me what you guys talked about in some of the huddles, how you, Jordan, Kenzie kind of stepped up for the team coming down the stretch?
We've had a lot of games this year that have kind of tested us. We've started hot and we've started cold, and coach has been talking about ready to play a lot. And obviously we were not ready to play that first quarter, but something that coach also says a lot is just chip away. She told us to, stop looking at the scoreboard after that first quarter and just go possession by possession every single time. So that helped our team out a lot. And obviously Jordan and Kenzie, big time players, but Franny Hottinger had herself a game as well, and she just stepped up huge for us. So very, very proud of her for that. That's
she had
huge.
some great rebounds in that game, which was impressive.
I have a question, just being down 20-2. I mean, what do you tell yourself at that point? Like your mindset just to stay in it. I know she said don't look at the scoreboard, but as a player, isn't that tough? I mean,
yeah.
damn.
Oh my gosh, it's really tough. I think one thing that gave us confidence, or gave me confidence, was like we're the better team. Like I knew that going into there. My mind didn't change even down 20 points. I knew that it would be tough, but we've been in similar positions before this year and we've come out on top. So kind of having that experience of being in that position and still being able to pull out a win was huge. So
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about your senior year. This has been a phenomenal year, as we talked about before.
Don't worry, else we'll get to you too.
Yeah.
This is the Liza show.
Ladies first. So going from last year to this year, you're probably, up there with people that they're talking about for sure with most improved of Big East, I would say. But just can you kind of talk about what you attribute to your improvement from this year? You've always been a great player. You've always done things phenomenally on the court, right? You've always been somebody you needed to scout very hard and things like that. But this year you've taken it to another level, and I would love to hear what you think about that.
Thank you. I would say that going into this year, I knew we had 5 people on the court that can score the ball. Rose has been working on her scoring so much. Her shots have been really, really good for us this year. Obviously, recruiting Franny has been huge for us just to have another scorer. And so, honestly, that took a lot of pressure off of me of just, I can have 20, but I don't need 20 for us to win, like as we saw in Providence. So I think that's just helped my mental side of things a lot, of just calming down and not putting so much on my shoulders in terms of, I have to hit this amount of shots for us to win. So that's been huge for me, and just our versatility as a team has been really helpful for me as a scorer.
For those who haven't been watching, Liza has been dynamite this year, as Chloe just mentioned. Os, before we get to you, I want to just ask you, actually, I know you go to a lot of the women's games. Can you talk a little bit about the women's team and what you see from them, and then also even Liza as well?
Yeah, I think this year has been probably the most fun. No offense, Chloe, but the most. This has been the most fun to watch. I feel like they're playing a lot faster this year. They're sharing the ball. Kenzie's been a really good part of the team, just spreading the floor out, opening it up a little bit. So, it's been a lot of fun to watch. Just seeing Rose and Liza, obviously I'm close with them, so being able to see them just keep getting better. Now they're the focal points of the team with Jordan and everyone else. But, yeah, it's been fun to watch this year for sure.
Do you guys give each other advice at all before the games? Like, do you give her any advice going in there?
Yeah, we'll definitely text each other if we are, thinking about something or just to get it out there. But, yeah, I have a message I say at each game, just as I'm a big routine guy before my game, so I'll text my mom, my dad, my sister, and I'll text Liza. So I just like to send that out. It's not really a message, but it's just something I text before my game.
I love that. What about you?
I feel like it doesn't really get down to the technical stuff. When we talk about basketball, it always comes down to the mental for us. I would say that we're both players where we have to start the game aggressively. So I can kind of tell sometimes the way that Os comes out is the first few minutes, and I'm sure he can tell with me as well. But just that aggressive mentality of reminding each other of that a lot is something that I would say is our biggest thing.
What do you do to improve mental? Is that just such a big part of the game?
Yeah, honestly, I think as you get older too, it's not so much about the reps. Like, you've put in hundreds, if not, thousands of reps over and over and over again. Obviously, practice is incredibly important, but mental is just so much more. I remember my trainers telling me freshman year is going to be the hardest, and then...
Hey, Rose!
Come on in. We didn't mean to put that table right there. Let's move it.
What up, Rose?
Rose, come say hi. Hey, Kenzie, come say hi.
Go back to the camera, actually. Yeah, this would be good. We were just talking about you girls.
We were just talking about you guys. Come say hi.
Rose.
Rose and Kenzie.
Surprise guests on the dinner table.
Welcome to the dinner table.
Can you guys come next week?
Oh my God, so funny. No, you're fine. You're fine. What are you guys up to?
We just got back from SAC, so we're just...
Oh my God.
Chloe's not well here.
I'm like, oh God, I think I need to come back. No, it's fine.
We'll leave you to your thing.
Yeah. Lock it on your way out so nothing happens.
We'll probably be
guys.
done in like...
Yeah, 10, 15, 20, 30
yeah.
minutes. An hour.
I'll text you. Okay.
Yeah, so talk about
I think that was good. Leave it in.
Yeah, leave it in for sure.
Oh yeah. Okay. My trainer said freshman year is going to be hard, and then the year after you have a good year is going to be super, super hard. So because you're just scouted so much more, especially when players like Lauren and Chloe leave, you know, those are the players I would play off of. Everyone would go double and triple team them, and I had like my open shots, and now you're guarded. So, you know, how much more film are you going to watch to be able to score around different defense and things like that? And then coaches have been huge with me of just attack every single game. Yeah.
No, it's awesome. I think one of the reasons we really wanted to have you guys both on together is you guys are like, it's so similar in a lot of ways, like with the improvement that you guys have shown, but just being fantastic players. Like one word that I'm just thinking of right now is like you guys are both so solid in the game. I mean, I know watching Liza play for all these years with Chloe and stuff, like you know exactly what you're gonna get from Liza. With Os, I mean the last 3 years, you know exactly what you're gonna get with Os when he steps on the court, rebounding, playing hard, blocking shots. One thing I wanted to bring up, and you talked about it a little bit with the women's team, is their spacing and the flow that they're playing with this year. Obviously, you guys, it's so fun to watch you guys play, and you know the connection that you and Tyler have together, roommate Tyler, and coming off the pick and roll and stuff, and you know when you first came to Marquette, the offense that we ran with Coach Wojo, and I was a GA on the staff at the time, you know, we had all of our bigs back to the basket basically. And so I obviously for you, that wasn't the best way for you to play the game. Can you just talk a little bit about, you know, the offense that you guys are running now and how you see how it fits you and basically like how that just unlocked such a great player?
Yeah, for sure. I think the offense that the school runs, or the school runs that you're going to, is such a big part of recruiting that recruits don't pay attention to at all.
Yeah.
But I think the offense we run is just so fun because we have 5 ball handlers. It's 5 out, so much space in the paint. I mean, coach gives us all freedom to do what we want. So obviously within certain like parameters, but yeah, it's we always have 4 shooters on the court with me, so that opens my game up a lot. I get to handle the ball, get guys shots, get to my spot. So we just play freely. We don't really run many plays, which is nice, and we just have grown so much over the years that we have chemistry to do what we want to do.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's fun to watch you play, and I think just your ability to handle the ball, pass along the perimeter, and then the way that you can come off a pick and roll with like elite speed and precision right to the basket, and then Tyler's ability to find you with those pocket passes. I mean, it just makes you guys so tough to guard, especially because big men. I mean, how many big men are having to guard a guy out on the perimeter for the full game and go and chasing ball screens and then you know and also have to guard you inside too. So like you're just being dynamic like that is just a big time mismatch for most big men, and it goes for Liza too because they got to guard her in every which way too.
I kind of want to talk about you guys as similar as you are as well on the court and off the court with a lot of things you talked about mentally, talking through that. I know you guys both are really close with the assistants on your staff, and that is very important to you. I think you guys kind of each have your person, right? Coach Jay, Coach Barry, right? Can you guys talk about your relationship with them? I know how much Shaka helps you and Coach Duffy helps you, but people don't know the relationship you have with your assistant. So,
yeah, I would just say I think to have a relationship with an assistant coach is super important. Just someone that's not the head coach, but someone that can give you that direction, but still have like a very personal relationship with. And I think, I don't know, Coach Barry has been such a huge blessing with me, just helping me grow as a man, honestly, in my faith and basketball, off the court, with Liza, just everything. So it's a really big blessing to have Coach Barry on our staff and someone that I tell everything to and I trust. So, yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell Oso how lucky we are. You know, I think Coach Barry and Coach Jay have done so much for us. And yeah, it's not really the basketball stuff. I mean, obviously, Coach Jay has helped me to become the player I am in huge ways. But it's everything else, like everything outside of basketball, of pushing us with our relationships on the court, off the court. You know, like faith, like Oso said. I mean, everything else that comes along with basketball is huge to be able to have that person.
How often do you guys just go in their office and just stop in and say what's up every day or what?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, my schedule's crazy, so whenever I can get to the office, like Coach Jay will like stay after hours so we can have some time. But yeah, I try and do it once a week minimum. I mean, after games especially, she wants to got to check in after games always. But yeah, I would say at least once.
Yeah, my schedule isn't as crazy 'cause, I'm in the NBA program, so I don't have much class during the day, which is nice.
Yeah.
So we actually got bikes, electric bikes. A couple guys on the team bought
I
it.
did hear
So-
about this, yeah.
Yeah, so we park them on Coach's patio. So we walk into the back of the office now. So I walk past Coach Barry's office every day, and I never get past without him calling me in there and talking. But yeah, so every day we're always talking.
The other thing about Coach Jay's office is you got to go past Coach Duffy's to get to Coach Jay's, and no other position has to do this.
Yeah.
And so I want to say we're stronger because of it. Because you come in after a loss and you just want to go talk to Coach Jay for a minute. Not that you don't want to talk to Coach Duffy, right? You got to go talk to Coach.
Yeah.
But no other position. The point guards get it easy. They walk in, they have their coaching thing right there. They can get out and get out, like get in and get out. So for sure. But kind of on this same topic with talking to coaches, I want to kind of talk about leadership, specifically with you, Oso. I think it's very noticeable for people on the outside to see how vocal you are on the court, but I think it's awesome to see the way that you keep your team connected and they really listen to you. Sometimes you run the huddles, and we've talked about this on the dinner table about how connected the Marquette teams are, and then specifically with the men. So can you just kind of talk about maybe some things that you would say to the guys to get them back going in tough games or close games, or what you say in those huddles as far as leadership goes?
Yeah, for sure. We value our relationships and our connection like as much as anything else. So we think that's the reason why we're where we are right now. And with the huddles, coach always wants when the coaches are talking, he always wants a player to run the huddle. And usually it's me and Tyler, but anyone, even walk-ons, can go sit in that chair and talk to us.
I've seen Cam do that before, right? It was at a Big East tournament last year.
Yeah, for sure. Cam Brown, he's a walk-on on our team, and he's as good of a leader as we have, and he has sat in that chair a couple times and telling us what we need to hear. But usually I'm just saying stuff that coach says, and just sometimes it sounds different coming from a player, and just being reminded of the stuff that we hear every day just to get in the front of your mind, and then we go back out there, we can be kind of refreshed and just remember what we're supposed to be doing. But yeah.
One thing that I just thought of when you brought that up is we were talking at that last NIL event that we were at Children's Hospital. I asked you guys, like, does coach ever yell at halftime if you guys are down and like come in and act crazy? Like, I think like probably 95% of college coaches would come in if you were down to start the game 22-0, or in halftime you're down 10 points. And you guys said that Shaka is like basically the same person the whole time and very steady. Like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sometimes I think when coaches yell, they're trying to prove how much they care to the team.
Yeah.
But with coach, you just see it when he's on the sideline in a stance the whole game. Like, you just see how much he cares and how much he wants to compete the entire game, and we understand how much this means to him. So I don't think he needs to yell at us for us to completely understand his message and try to take it to the floor.
You're down 10. What's he saying to you?
Down 10. How much time is left?
No, it's halftime. He comes into halftime.
Okay.
You guys got time to make adjustments.
Halftime. We have 20 minutes to go out there, play our brand of basketball. I mean, if you watch us play, you see there's a lot of runs just because of how fast we play, how many shots go up. Anything can happen. So I don't think it's down 10. I don't think we're really nervous. We just got to get right. But if it's culture, if there's culture issues on the court, that's when it's a little bit more serious. We got to get right, and because if our culture isn't right, then we're not at our best. So. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously there was just really high expectations for your team heading into the season. I'm wondering how you handle that kind of pressure heading in, and also just your team, you guys kind of had that slump in the season. Now you guys are playing great basketball, but
I think we learned so much from each loss. Every loss we've had this season, we've learned something about ourselves, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy sailing. We played a really hard schedule, and that's what we want. And I think we learned a lot last year, just responding from losses and knowing that nothing's going to be perfect. So I think we really appreciate. We have in our culture doc, we have something that says we fail forward. So we learn from each loss and we grow from it. not that we want to lose or anything, but we definitely we take it and we just keep going.
I want to know, so what's one thing, if you could have from Liza's game to bring to yours, what would it be?
Probably her jump shot.
Yeah, for sure.
And a little fadeaway. I like the fadeaway.
Yeah, new addition this year. It's tough. It's tough for sure. What about you, Liza?
I would say his first step. Like, he has such a fast first step, and I mean, I kind of adjusted my game. I don't really like blow by people, and like obviously that's where the fader comes in, and I've like worked with that. But I think that regardless of who's on him, he can beat almost anyone off his first step. So I'd love to.
That's a good answer.
That's a great answer. Yeah.
All right. A couple more before we play a game. Stick around. We got a fun game. Fun game coming up. But obviously, we know the dream for you is to go play in the NBA. Obviously, the direction that you're heading right now. But do you have a player that you model your game after at all?
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Bam, Adebayo on the Heat. I've been watching a lot of Nas Reed, Draymond Green. Just like big forwards who handle the ball, pass, do everything. But I think there's a lot of guys in the NBA like that now, so I've just been watching a lot of that. Obviously, Giannis here, so.
Yeah, I was telling them earlier. I was like, the way Oso gets in, like Giannis does, and the quick pass out if someone comes, you know? Do you look at that at all with Giannis, how well he passes?
I think that's probably one of his most underrated skills. I think he's a really good passer, and every time we go watch the Bucks, that's something I appreciate because I love seeing good passes because I love passing, obviously. So, yeah, for sure.
That big man game, like you mentioned, Bam, Nas Reed, Giannis, and Draymond, it's like, I bet you NBA GM's got to be just loving what you're putting on the table because that's exactly what they're doing now. And it's in college, it's taking a little bit more time to catch up, but I give credit to you guys, because you guys have completely adapted that NBA type of style, and they can do so because of your abilities to handle the ball.
Now that we talked about Oso and his NBA aspirations, I know Liza, we didn't mention this, but Liza's an engineer major, which is part of what Oso was saying with her being always so busy. I know you're really into that as well, but also you definitely have the potential to play at the next level. And so we won't put you on pressure to make any decisions on the Dinner Table podcast, but I want to know like who you look after in the WNBA or overseas basketball player, somebody that you could maybe model your game after or look at.
Yeah, Nafisa Collier, someone that I love her game, and I actually would watch her film this summer. You talk about my turnaround jumper and things like that. I literally watched her film all summer of she has that 1 foot kind of Dirk move, and then she has, her just basic turnaround. And it's a great move.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Pulled that one out quick. So
yeah.
And just her versatility, you have to shoot the ball as a big. You have to play 1 through 5. I think we talked a little bit about that in the NBA, but the W is becoming more like that too. Especially I'm not a big center. Like I play the 5 for Marquette, but that is not. I wouldn't be a 5 at the next level most likely. So just being able to play, inside out is huge. So
yeah, definitely.
Do you work on the one-legged Dirk?
Yeah, only I go to the one-legged to my left hand only. So.
Great, you did not hear that. That's the scouting report on me.
Yeah, no.
Liza, they can't scout that.
Yeah, you can try.
It's automatic.
Yeah. It lines the right hand.
Why don't you just give them all your tricks?
I'll pull the one leg out sometimes.
Yeah.
Not quite like Dirk, but.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. One other question I have for you, Os. I was just thinking about this too because obviously this week you guys beat Nova, you beat Georgetown. I think you're 4-0 against Nova in the last 2 years.
6-0.
6-0. My bad. 6-0 in the last 3 years. Just talk about that. Like obviously coming into school, Nova is the program in the country, and now your dominance over them the last couple of years. How does that make you guys feel?
Yeah, I have a completely different perspective just because I was here my freshman year when they beat us by a combined probably 60 points in the 2 games. But Villanova's a great program. They have great players, and we love to compete against them, obviously. I think we beat them the last 6 times, but each game has been a really good game, and they're really hard to beat. So Yeah, we believe we can beat anyone in the country when we're at our best, and we have been at our best playing them the last couple times. So yeah.
I always felt when we played Nova, like that was our test to see where we stood against everybody else in the country, because at least at that time, and they still are, obviously, they're going through some stuff, but when you play them and if you can beat them, you realize you can beat anyone in the country. So for you guys to be 6-0 against them in your 3 years, it's unbelievable.
With March right around the corner for both of you guys, just what emotions do you have with March Madness almost here?
Well, for me, the Final Four this year is in Arizona, and that would be like a dream come true, winning a national championship in my hometown. So,
just got chills.
Yeah, so that's something I've been just have that in the back of my mind. That's all I want this year is to win a national championship, and that'd be a perfect way to end my career here. So, yeah.
Is the Final Four in Minneapolis?
No, not this year. But yeah, this year is it gets to be very different for me and Oso. They not that anything is guaranteed, but it's just we're hoping we get to the tournament. Right. And in years past, February has been super, super crucial for our program of we need these big wins if we even want to be considered for the tournament. And this year it's a little different. We have those really big games out of the way, and obviously nothing is guaranteed. Like I said, if we can finish February very strong, we put ourselves in a great position. But you can't take anything for granted in the Big East, especially with these games that we have coming up. Everyone is going to be a battle and extremely important come March. So, just trying to take that day by day and not be too worried about Selection Sunday.
I also want to say, just for the women's program too, we never talk about it.
Yeah, it's not
something we bring up. I've been to the tournament every single year I was there except for one.
Yeah.
And so it's something we're top 25 in the country almost every year. You're we think we're going to get in, but we're not quite sure.
Yeah.
We beat UConn and we're still kind of questioning it a little bit. But I think they keep us humble and they keep us practical.
For sure.
And they keep us looking and living in the present. And I know that sounds a little cliche, but to be honest with you, I feel like it's helped us. I think that the boys, I don't know how you guys handle it. But it's almost a little bit different for our programs in the way that we kind of talk about some things,
Yeah.
And I think I don't want to talk for you, Oso, but I just want to talk about that difference in a little bit, what the coaching difference, because I think it's led by the head coach and what she or he wants to talk about with their team and how she feels the team can handle it. And I know for the teams that I've been on, and me and you specifically, I'm I don't want to hear about it, or I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Oh, so maybe that's different for you.
Yeah. So with the expectations, we set expectations for ourselves, obviously. In the first year Coach was here, our goal was to grow more than anyone else in the country. And last year, our goal was to grow more than anyone else in the country and play our best basketball in March. And this year, our goal is to grow more than anyone else in the country and play our best basketball in the NCAA tournament. So the expectations have just grown each year because of how hard we have worked and where we've gotten ourselves. And that is our goal for the year, but we are very day by day, and Coach is very honest about living in the present, and we can't, just like my NBA aspirations, I can't get to where I want to get to if I'm obsessed with that. So I have to stay in the moment and just be the best we can be in the moment to get where we want to be. So
Do you guys ever talk about getting by the first round in the NCAA tournament, amongst you, Tyler, and those guys, or is that something that you guys, I know because a lot of fans, you hear them saying, we've got to get by the first round of the NCAA tournament is a big thing for Marquette. In my 6 years here, we never did it. And obviously you guys had a great team last year, but still didn't do it. Is that something you guys ever talk about, or you guys have higher goals than that?
The first round last year.
I guess the first weekend, I should say.
For sure. I think, I don't know, this year we haven't talked about the tournament at all other than our goal of winning a national championship. I don't think we're just trying to get there. We feel like we're good enough to win the whole thing. Yeah. And obviously that's so much easier said than done, and we have to work so hard to get there, but we know we're capable of that when we're at our best. So we're trying to work to get to that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right, well, let's play some games. This is going to be fun.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so here's the game. You guys are going to say what you believe the other person would answer, how you believe the other person would answer the question. So how Liza thinks Oso would answer it, and Oso's going to write how he believes Liza would answer the question. So our first one is, what is your favorite restaurant to go to for a date night?
And don't show her either. You gotta write it. You gotta write it away from her.
favorite restaurant
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, so don't show each other. What do you think? Where do you think he'd want to go date night?
If I don't get this right, I know what she's gonna put.
For Oso's favorite.
Yeah.
The Oso's favorite, yeah.
And you're putting mine?
Yeah.
And it can't be the calzone place on campus just because he's sponsored by them.
No, that was my place. That was literally my place. That was
Just
loves
because
that
Oso's going to
place. He
get
loves
paid,
that
isn't he?
I saw that on Instagram. What's the name of that place?
Nadi's Place.
Ooh, shout it out.
Shout it out on the microphone.
Yeah, shout out Nadi's Plates. Best food truck in Milwaukee.
Okay, all right, good. Okay, reset.
Liza, you show yours first.
Okay, I said public market.
Is that right, Oso? Okay, what about you?
They got my bean burritos there. Shout out back home. Yeah. I put Azteca.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely close. I love Azteca, though.
I was gonna put the Italian place second.
Yeah, Sorrel was good, too.
Yeah, Sorrel.
Oops, I was just talking to Mike.
All right, 1 for 1. That was good.
Okay.
All right, next question is, what is your biggest pet peeve?
About each other.
About each other.
my-
What's
oh.
Oso's biggest pet peeve? And
About
you?
me?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know it.
All right, Oso's writing a book over
Also,
here.
what could it be? Like, what's going on?
Oso, what do you got?
No, you have to go first.
I said when I don't answer my phone on the game.
Oh my gosh. No,
when
like
I'm
when he's
playing the
literally
game with
playing
my
the game
friends.
and his phone is face down, so he doesn't see anything. I get so mad.
I'm
Okay.
playing, like on an off day, I'll play the game. You know, a couple hours. I've been playing Fortnite recently with the boys. And shout out Ben Gold. And yeah, so.
And you're locked in.
Team Liza.
Thank you. Thanks. The girls will get it. The girls will get it.
All right,
No.
Liza, what do you have?
Mine is the remotes. He has them in like a very, very
I like my
specific
room.
order.
I
Like,
like my room a
he-
certain way.
it's like
And
3
everything
remotes.
needs to be lined up
yeah.
perfectly.
I'll expl-
So like, if we're watching something, and I like the remotes like this. Like,
he has to
lined up,
justify
you know?
it. He has to justify it.
And Liza will put
It's
them
like it's like this. Like if the blue one goes here and the black one goes here, it has to go like that, and I'll put it right here, and he goes crazy, drives me
I
nuts.
just like my, I like my stuff a certain
I
way.
think it drives
Cam
me
can
nuts.
definitely.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so we talked a little bit about this in the beginning, but maybe a little bit more specific if you want. You don't have to. But what would you text each other before a game?
So what would she text?
Yeah. So
What would he text you?
what would he text you and what would you text?
Okay.
It's like four emojis that we text.
But yeah, this one.
It's
So
like a hand.
it's a
So
hand,
it's
so
a
we go
hand,
like
but
this.
it means same. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's like
like
same
we're on the
page.
same page.
And then it's heart,
Heart,
and then
yeah.
the infinity. But like when Oso says he's a routine guy, like I do it for his game days, but like I shut my phone off. Like I get to the owl and like immediately it's on. I kind of just have to like gotta lock in. So
How Oso is when he hops on the game.
yeah.
I was like, game day?
He locks in for that. That's his actual game.
All right, that was a good one. That was super cute. What would you guys say to each other after a loss?
Is it a phone call or a text?
Write it down. Right?
Okay, my bad.
Or maybe nothing. Like if you don't say anything, you know?
Yeah.
All options
Gotta
on the
know,
table.
gotta know the person.
So many situations.
Yeah,
How much does she have?
Hey, no, that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's just a tough loss.
she was 2 for 15.
Hey. Oh God, yeah.
That does give some perspective. I love it.
Burritos on me? Question mark.
You know, mom's always coming in when you guys would lose with the "I'm so sorry."
Oh my God.
We love you, mom.
Nothing worse than that. Love you, mom, but nothing worse than that. It's almost like on the golf course when you hit a bad shot and she's like, "Good shot." Nothing worse.
All right, let's see it. Let's do Liza first.
Okay, I just said proud. Like, I always will come back and say, like, Oso always gives it his all. I don't ever question his effort. But then there's games like the Butler game where I was like, I completely was like, you're going to kill him, like, get him out of the way. And I had to apologize. I was like, my fault. Like, completely took that one for granted. I felt kind of guilty, like, putting that in his head. So I was like, yeah, I had to apologize after that one. But every loss, I'm like, proud of you, regardless.
Yeah, I wrote proud too. I'm proud. And then I was writing it like she was saying or I was saying to her, if nothing about basketball. If it was for me to her, like if she played bad and they lost, I'm gonna just let her tell me what, you know what I'm saying, what she wants. But
Yeah.
because she has like her family.
I need to talk basketball sometimes after a loss, and like that's when I'll go to the girls who like played the game with me, but he's not like
also
that.
doesn't know what he's talking about at all.
Yeah.
He's just
But there's so many people in our lives that know basketball, so it's like we don't always need to talk about it.
Makes sense. All right, we're just going to do a couple more. I'll let Chloe pick from this list which one you want to do next.
Okay. Wait, kind of fun question. Okay, so you guys know what Hall Pass is?
Hall pass?
Hall Pass. You know what that is? Okay, so like there's a celebrity out there, all right? And Liza, this is not realistic, but if you had to give him a Hall Pass for like a certain celebrity, okay, who would Oso pick, and Oso, who would Liza pick?
I said Jilly or Lori Harvey.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Valid.
I was gonna put like Michael B. Jordan or someone basic, but then I just put the guy from the Hunger Games because we just.
Ooh, Liam Hemsworth.
Oh, that's such a good one.
I forgot his name.
At first, I thought you said Guy Fieri when you wrote that down.
Guy Fieri.
I was like, I don't know Liza.
Okay, last one. This one's fun. Liza, you write down the best game that Oso has had in his career, okay? And Oso, you write down.
What you think he would consider to be the best game in his career, and what you think she would consider to be her best game?
Yeah.
Okay, this might be controversial.
Whole career.
This is gonna be controversial.
High school and college.
No, just college.
You know her high school
She scored a lot of points.
6th grade dominant.
Watched film on it.
Oh, what game was that? We had shoot around.
all season highs this year? Or do you have, my bad. Career highs this year for you?
Yeah.
What was it?
Seton Hall.
Seton Hall?
Yeah. At Seton Hall, which
Did you break your career high though multiple times this year? Is what I meant to say.
I don't think so. Nuh-uh. I think 26 has been my career high for the last like 2 years.
So she's beaten that now multiple times this year.
This year.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
So I guess we're going to Seton Hall then.
You think so?
What'd you have in that game? Stats across the line.
I don't know.
I would know that.
I had 30. I don't remember the rebounds though.
Oh, we'll have to block that one out for Coach J. She's only caring about the 30.
Oh God, I know.
No,
I
but-
got it. Yeah.
But
can't
what
touch
I
the
think,
shit.
sorry, I'm not going to answer this for Oso, but what I think is most important is that we have not won at Seton Hall. So
That's
the
my
fact that you
thing
had
is,
30
like,
and we won by 20.
Yeah.
Sorry, we getting used to it. But so that's a good answer. Liza, what's yours?
Okay. So I said our sophomore year, we did lose this game, overtime, Creighton at home, but it was your first 20-point game, and I really think like you stepped up. That was a huge game for us, and I think it was kind of the beginning of like you're starting to take over, getting your confidence. You were coming off the bench too, like played in the whole overtime. Yeah, so I mean, that was a huge testament to you as a player as sophomore year.
That's a good answer.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on the dinner
course.
Thanks for
table and
having
giving
us.
us a little
It's fun.
insight into your relationship too. We
Right.
appreciate you guys. We're rooting you on. So thanks for coming on. We
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
guys. Thanks.